Hey guys, this this isn't one of my usual videos. Usually it's about motorbikes and shit like that. I'm inside today because I was going to do another motorbike video, but the freaking battery on the camera gave up, so I had to come in, put it on charge, and I thought, well, while I'm in, I may as well give you a review on this. This is the Parrot Bebop 2. Basically, it's a quadcopter. People call them drones. It's not really a drone. It will fly kind of autonomously, but it's not a drone, is it? For fuck's sake, it's a quadcopter. Yeah, those of you who are used to the motorbike videos, apologies. Switch off, go and have a cup of tea, or watch and enjoy, because this little quadcopter is going to be used to carry on doing some of the videos with the bikes. Once the warmer weather comes, it's currently December 2016. That's why we've got crappy lighting. I've had to put the lights on, and we're inside on the dining table because it's currently about 10:30 outside, and it's not the best. It's an overcast day and grey. But anyway, I bought this Parrot Bebop 2 after quite a lot of research on YouTube and various other things, looking at reviews. There are many out there now. There's all the DJI products, your Phantom 3s, Phantom 4s, 3 Pro, 4 Pro, etc, etc. The Mavic, which I wanted, but there's a long waiting time, and it's like 1,600 quid. Whereas I couldn't justify 1,600 quid on chucking something in the air and hoping it comes back. But this thing, I got the Parrot Bebop 2 FPV kit, which comes with the skycontroller 2 and the FPV goggles, which we'll get into a little bit later on. But anyway, this is the Bebop 2. I'm again a one-man band camera crew. Yeah, that makes sense. And this is the Bebop 2. So under this lens cover here, we've got a lovely little camera. The Bebop 2 uses software algorithms for image stabilization. You'll notice a lot of the other quadcopters have a camera hung underneath on either a 2-axis or 3-axis gimbal. Some even just have a 1-axis gimbal, or quite a lot of the older ones just mount a GoPro or similar underneath and fasten it in a fixed position, and that's what you get. This thing weighs about half a kilo, about 500 grams, so it really is quite light. It has a 2,700 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery, 11.1 volts, and that, I think that is most of. That weighs about the same as the quadcopter itself. To give you some scale, just in case you think I've got midget hands or something like that. That is an iPhone 6 Plus. There. So next to that, there you can see it really is. Can you see? You can't even freaking see that, can you? Wait a minute. There we go. An iPhone 6 Plus just fits in between the two legs there, so it's not much bigger than an iPhone 6 Plus. So it's quite small. Now they reckon you'll get a range of up to 2 kilometers using the skycontroller. Skycontroller 2. The skycontroller 1 was a massive fucking thing. It's like driving a dining table. Joysticks and buttons all over the place, and a massive antenna. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. I've got a cup of tea somewhere. So yeah, the skycontroller 2 is a lot smaller. Now their claimed 2K or 2 kilometer range, I believe, is the actual range of the battery, not of your connection to the Bebop 2. The battery has enough life in it to take this thing out 2 kilometers and fly it back 2 kilometers. Ding, what do you want? Oh, sorry about that. I'll put my phone on silent. Yeah, so I think it's a 2 kilometre range for the battery. Fly out 2 kilometres, fly back 2 kilometres before you're going to be at a low battery level. This is obviously subject to wind and all the rest of it. If you've got a big side wind and it's struggling, then you're going to use a lot more battery. So suck it and see. I've flown maybe total time now on this unit, flying at sort of 15 minutes at a time, 18 minutes at a time. I've got a total of about an hour and a half of flight time currently. Never rallied or crashed. And the furthest I've gone is probably just over a kilometre. And at that point, just over a kilometre, that's when I lose my FPV, my first person view, over Wi-Fi. It connects over Wi-Fi, and the iPhone 6 Plus there sits on top of my controller, and that's when I lose the view from the camera. At which point I'm not too comfortable, because at a kilometre away, this thing, you can't see it. You've got no chance of seeing it. So if I can't see this and I can't see what it can see, it's coming home. So I'd hit return to home, and home it comes. But so far I've only had one minor issue, and that has been when I went up to the lakes not too long ago. I flew over a tarn. And if you don't know what a tarn is, if you're from a different country, you don't know what a tarn is. A tarn is a small man-made lake. This had trout in it. This was made in 1914 or something. It had trout. Anyway, I was flying over the tarn, and there was no wind whatsoever. So the surface of the tarn was almost like a mirror. And I was flying low, and the Bebop would just drift. Now, I've been on the forums, and I believe, because underneath here, you've got ultrasonic, and you've got a little camera for positioning. So the ultrasonic, I believe, don't quote me on this, I might be wrong. The ultrasonic will assist in the Bebop 2 working out how high it is from the floor, and the camera looks down and looks for any movement in any direction, left, right, front, back, and works in conjunction with, I'm not sure, the GPS. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't like still water whatsoever. Once you take it above sort of, I think it's 15 feet, it might be even a bit more. You can't see that. Well, yeah, once you take it above 15 feet, it drops out the ultrasonic and the camera, and then just relies on GPS. Flying over the sea, it's rock solid. And flying over moving water, rock solid. But still water, for some reason, it doesn't like it. I have put some comments and questions on the forums, but so far nobody's come back to me with a definitive answer. This I use with the Free Flight Pro app on my iPhone. I also purchased the in-app edition of Flight Plan. Now, Flight Plan you can bring up a Google map on your phone, and you can just plot points where you want the drone to go, at what speed, at what height, looking at whatever you want, and you just press play and off it goes. So it kind of does fly autonomously, but yeah, it's been great. I've had it up at 125 meters. It got a little bit windy up there, so but I had a fly around up there. Everything was cool, everything was great. Dragging on a bit this now. So the Skycontroller 2 is this fella. There you go. That's it there. Your normal joystick controls, elevation, descend, yaw, pitch forward, pitch back, pitch left, pitch right. Take a photo, recording, take off, land. That's the point, actually. I haven't been able to land this manually. I've tried by bringing it down, and if you know or you don't know, but the Bebop will not hit the ground just by pulling that down. It'll come down and it'll stay and it'll bounce and it'll stay about here, and it won't land. Even holding the joystick down, it still won't land. You hit that button and it comes down and goes bump and just hits the deck. It doesn't land nice and softly. You've got a settings button and a return to home button. Charge port, in the end there. There's your charge port, and on this side you've got, that's your antenna. In the side of your antenna you've got a USB connection. There you go, USB connection just there. That's for your phone or tablet. So that's the Sky Controller 2. And also with the FPV kit you get these monkeys. Pretty cheap, pretty plasticky. The way these work, there isn't actually a screen in them. There's a cartridge that comes out. There you go, cartridge that comes out, and basically you slide you open the 3 tabs at the top, open the lid, put your phone in, shut the lid, and then slide that back. Ooh, let me get you to see it. Slide that back into the goggles, and you get to see everything through the split screen, through these 2 lenses here. There's no adjustment on the goggles at all, whether it's focal length that way or what they call IPD, which moves the lenses further apart or close together, because everybody's face is different. But first impressions, it's I've not flown with them, but I've had them on while the drone has been, it's me calling it a drone. It's not a fucking drone, it's a quadcopter. I've had them on while the quadcopter's been flying, and it's a really weird feeling. I think it's going to be something I'm going to have to get used to, but I'd rather get used to flying the quadcopter before I start getting used to flying the quadcopter with some stupid box fastened to my face. But it's fairly comfortable. It's a little bit heavy with the iPhone 6 Plus in, and it tends to try and pull down and rest on the bridge of your nose. But yeah, it's great. Oh, the good thing about this, you have an option to, when your phone's inside, you have various options on the controller. There's another trigger underneath. Ooh, underneath there, and you can switch views. So you can switch from the FPV, and with the press of that button, it then uses the camera on your phone there. That sits in the front of the goggles that way, so your phone would be inside the goggles that way. It uses that camera to give you a view of what's going on around outside. So it gives you, basically, it gives you your sight back. Is it toy? It's kind of toy grade. It's probably executive toy. Let's go there. Let's go executive toy. It's not a professional drone. I'll see if I can put some footage up of the film I've got. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope it's been of some benefit, and it's been informative. But that's my Parrot Bebop. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.